Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So we will continue with the 143rd topic. So we will read Abhyam Adhyaropa Apavadabhyam.
Abhyam Adhyaropavadabhyam
Tattvam Padhartha Shodhanam api siddham bhavati.
Tattvam Padartha Shodhanam api siddham bhavati.
So in the last topic, we had completed the Adhyaropa and the Apavada, that is the superimposition and the negation had been completed. So he is just pointing that out here, concluding the discussion. He says Abhyam, by using this method, which is what Adhyaropa Apavadabhyam, the method of Adhyaropa and Apavada, Siddham Bhavati. It has been established. What has been established? You have to supply that Brahman, which is Karya Karanam Vilakshanam, which is different from the creator and the created. That Brahman, which is neither a cause nor an effect, Karya Karana Vilakshanam Brahma, has been established. Okay, then what? Then he says Tat Tvam Padartha. That word has to be split carefully. Tat Padartha and Tvam Padartha. Shodhanam api. Shodhanam is enquiry. So in this process of establishing the Karya Karana Vilakshanam Brahma, using the Adhyaropa Apavada method, what has happened? Tat Pada Arthaha. The meaning of Tat Pada and Tvam Pada Arthaha, meaning of Tvam Pada, has also been analyzed and established. We have understood that also. How, if you see what the entire process of resolution which we saw earlier, when we resolve the Vyashti, when we resolve the individual, the micro, into its cause, that was the Tvam Padartha enquiry. And when we resolve the Samashti, the macro, into its cause, that was the Tat Pada enquiry. So Tat Padartham and Tvam Padartham have been established, which means what? The Jiva, in the Jivatma Paramatma equation, we have established that they are the same. How? By dropping the Jiva and dropping the Param, what remains is Atma alone. So when you resolve the Tat Padartha, Tat, remember, is the Vyashti body, the Vyashti Aram, plus the OC, the Atma. So the Samashti body plus OC, the Atma. So Tat is Ishvara, which is equal to the universal body plus Brahman. So when you resolve the Tat, you resolve the universe into its cause, which is Brahman. And when we resolve the Vyashti, the Tvam is what? The individual body plus consciousness or Atma. So when you resolve the individual body, you resolved it into the Atma alone. What remained after the resolution was Atma on one side and Brahman on other side. In that resolution, Jiva and Parama adjectives have been dropped. What remains is Brahman, which is equal to Atma. So with that, he concludes this topic. Adhyaropa Apavada is over. Okay. So having talked about the Tat Pada and the Tvam Pada, now he has to discuss something more about it. which he starts in the 144th topic, which we will read. Tathahi
तथा हि
Ajnanadi Samashtihi
अज्ञानादि समष्टिः
Etad Upahitam Sarvagyatwadi
एतद् उपहितं सर्वज्ञत्वादि
Vishishtam Chaitanyam
विशिष्टं चैतन्यम्
Etad Etad Anupahitam Cha
एतद् अनुपहितं च
Etad Trayam
एतत्
Taptaya Pindavat Ekatvena
तप्ताय पिण्डवत् एकत्वेन
Avabhasamanam
अवभासमानं
Tat Padavachyartho Bhavati.
तत्पदवाक्यार्थो भवति.
So now Sadananda is entering into a discussion on the Mahavakyam Tattvamasi. Tattvamasi, remember, belongs to Chandogya Upanishad of the Samavada. And in order to discuss this, he talks about the Vachyartham and the Lakshyartham. We need to be very clear about what the Vachyartham is and what the Lakshyartham is. We should be clear about those terms, otherwise it becomes difficult for us to understand. So to give an example, I go to a restaurant and I order dosha. Okay. I order dosha. What is the meaning that the waiter takes? He takes it as Lakshyartham or Vachyartham?
Lakshat.
What is the Vachyartham of dosha?
Vachyartham of dosa is just the direct meaning of, it means only dosa, and Lakshyartham means dosa along with the sambar and chutney.
Exactly. So the waiter doesn't bring just the dosha, right? He brings the plate also, he brings the sambar also, he brings the chutney also, and he brings a glass of water also. So that is the Lakshyartham, right? No waiter ever takes the Vachyartham. You don't, and when you order, you don't take the Lakshyartham. You don't say dosha plus plate plus sambar plus chutney. So that has to be understood. The Lakshyartham is the implied meaning of the word dosha. The Vachyartham is the dictionary meaning of the word dosha. Okay. Now I said there are two other prakriyas. One is called Jaha Lakshanam and one is called Ajaha Lakshanam. So those who have done TTC may be familiar with it. What is Jaha Lakshanam? What is Jaha Lakshanam? Okay. Jaha means to drop. Jahati. From Bhagavad Gita class, you must remember. Jahati. To drop, to renounce. Ajaha is Ajahati, which is not renounced. So when you say, I ate a mango, what are you actually referring to?
Taking off the peel and eating. Not the seed, not the peel.
Not the
Eating
seed,
the
not the peel. So what have you dropped?
The seed and the peel.
So that is Jahad, Ajahad. You have, what is, Jahad is what you have dropped, Ajahad is what you have not dropped. It's also called Bhagat Tyaga Lakshana. The two names, Jahati, Ajahati and Bhagat Tyaga Lakshana. We'll use the term Bhagat Tyaga Lakshana because it's more explicit. Bhagat Tyaga Lakshana literally means one bhaga, you do tyaga. One bhaga is what? One part. Tyaga is renunciation or dropping. Therefore, when you say I ate a banana or I ate a mango, you drop the peel and the seed in case of mango. In the case of banana, you drop the peel and you simply refer to the fruit part of it. Now, when you go to apply all this, there's a rule, Vachyartham and Lakshyartham are both there. How do I know what is to be applied? the grammatical rule of Sanskrit is that first you apply the Vachyartham. Only if the Vachyartham does not fit, then only should you apply the Lakshyartham. Okay. So to take the example of the dosha, the Vachyartham does not fit, right? Because he is not just going to bring with the dosha. Or when you say, give me one coffee, the Vachyartham does not fit. The coffee has to come with the glass or the mug. And therefore, Vachyartham, when it does not fit, then you apply Lakshyartham. The implied meaning can be applied only if the direct meaning is not rational, does not fit. So here he discusses the Vachyartham of Tat first. Tattvamasi has three parts. Tat, Tvam, Asi. What does it mean? What does the sentence mean? Tattvamasi. Literal meaning.
That
You are
That,
that.
I am.
That thou
That
art.
you are that. Okay, so Tat is that and Tvam is you, Asi is the equation, so you are that. So in this case, you are the Jivatma. That is the Paramatma. And therefore, what is said is Jivatma is equal to Paramatma. Now, when you look at Vachyartham of Tat, that remember is Paramatma. What are the three components of Paramatma? Tattvabodha, you must remember.
Jiva Jagateshwara.
No,
No.
beyond
Are,
time,
Marcy
beyond
and Osi.
space, beyond Kala, Desha, Kala.
RM, RC, and OC.
RM, RC.
RM, RC, and OC. Okay, don't ever forget these things because they're very important. OC is what? Brahman. RM is what in the case of Paramatma?
Samashti.
Samashti, you have to give the right words. Samashti, Prapanchatrayam.
Prapanchayam.
Prapanchatrayam, okay, all three. For Paramatma, you have to have Sthula Prapancha, the gross universe, Sukshma Prapancha, subtle universe, Karana Prapancha, causal universe. Prapanchatrayam, three universes refer to the RM. And the OC reflected in these three universes is the RC, which is called Easwara or Paramatma, right? So in Sanskrit, Prapanchatraya Pratibimba Chaitanyam. Pratibimba means reflection. So that Chaitanyam, that consciousness, that OC, which is reflected in all the three Prapanchas, in all the three universes. Incidentally, why is the universe called Prapancha?
It's
Made
made
of
up
Because
of
of five elements.
Panchamaham.
Made up of 5 elements. Okay, that is why Prapancha, made up of the 5 elements. And therefore, we have OC, we have Prapanchatrayam, the three universes, and we have got the reflection of the OC, which is the RC. Ishvara is the RC, the Paramatma is the RC. So he says, Tathahi, therefore, these three components, what are they? He says, Ajnan Adi Samashti. Remember, Ajnanam is another name for Maya. Okay, we have seen this earlier in this text also. Ajnanam is another name for Maya. Ajnanadi Samashtihi means Samashti Ajnanam, which is a Maya, which consists of three prapanchas, right? The Sukshma, Sthola, and Karana. That is why Samashtihi, the macro Shariram. You can actually take it as Ajnanam also as Karana Shariram. And therefore, Ajnan Adi Samashtihi means Samashti, Karana, Shariram, etc. What will come in etc.?
The Sukshma Prapancha and Sthula Prapancha.
Sukshma Prapancha, Sthola Prapancha. Therefore, Tathai, the three components are Samashti Ajnana Adihi, the Karana Shariram, the Sthola Shariram, and the Sukshma Shariram at the Samashti level. That is the RM. Then, Etad Upahitam Chaitanyam. Upahitam means that which is for which, that consciousness for which these three RMs, these three prapanchas are the Upadhi. If the prapancha is the Upadhi, that which is reflected or that which is limited by the Upadhi is called the Upahitam. So Upahitam here refers to the OC. Etat Upahitam. Etat refers to the three prapanchas, Ajnanadi Samashtihi. Therefore, the RC formed in the Samashti RM, that is the second portion. The three components, Ajnanadi Samashtihi, the three prapanchas, Etad Upahitam Chaitanyam, the RC formed in the three prapanchas, and the third one is Etat Anupahitam Chaitanyam, Anupahitam Chaitanyam, Anupahitam Chaitanyam. That OC which is not got a Upadhi. So pure consciousness, that is OC, RC, and RM. These are the three components mixed together for the macro level, for Samashti level. And they are mixed together. How are they mixed together? He gives an example. Tapta ayaha pindavat. Like a red hot iron ball. Ayaha is iron. Pindam is red hot. Tapta pindam is red hot. Red, like a red hot iron ball, in which the iron and the fire are completely mixed. You cannot separate the fire from the iron. And similarly, he says, this Ishvara, all the three are completely mixed. And because of this mixture, what happens? Sarvagnyat, Sarvagnyatvadi Vishishtham. This OC, which is basically attributeless, Nirguna Chaitanyam, without any gunas. OC has no gunas. Brahman has no gunas, right? That appears Sarvagnyatvadi, appears to acquire attributes like omnipotence, omniscience. Sarvagnyam means omniscience, knowing, all knowership, Adi, etc. It appears to acquire attributes, gunas, etc. And this description is applicable to whom? It's applicable to the macro RC, which is Ishvara. And he says, Etatrayam, these three, Ekatvena Avabhasamanam, these three appear as one entity only. Which three? The RM, the OC, and the RC. They appear as one entity like the iron, red hot iron ball. And that Tat Pada Vachyartha Bhavati. That one single entity, that three different pieces, RM, RC, OC, appearing as one entity with superior attributes like omniscience, omnipotence, etc. Tat Pada Vachyartha Bhavati. That is the primary meaning of the word Tat, which is Paramatma, which is Ishvara. It's a very clear description of what is Ishvara. Okay. Then we look at topic number 145. What have we seen right now? We have seen the Vachyartham, and then naturally he has to talk about the Lakshyartham. So he says, topic 145, Etad Upadi Upahita.
Etat
Upadi upahita.
Adhara Bhutam Anupahitam.
Adharavadam anupahitam.
Chaitanyam Tat Padalakshyartho Bhavati.
Chaitanyam
Padalakshyartho bhavati.
So having discussed the Vachyartham, the direct meaning of the word Tat, of the word Paramatma, he is going to discuss the implied meaning, the Lakshyartham. Incidentally, in Karma Kanda, in the Purva Veda, whenever the word Tat is used, is it Vachyartham or Lakshyartham?
Lakshyartham.
Vachyartham.
Just the answer won't do. You have to tell us why.
It's Vachartham because we consider the Maya with Brahman.
Okay, that's one answer.
Vachyartham because
It's
the
Vachyartham.
Saguna Ishvara.
Saguna Ishvara, because you need the gunas. That is why Saguna. You need the gunas. Why do you need the gunas? Because they are superior gunas. You need his omnipotence. Why? To bless you, to save you from problems. You pray for delivering from your problems, right? Therefore, you have to pray to the Ishvara who is omnipotent, which you are not. And therefore, in Karma Kanda, worship of Saguna Ishvara is there. It is always Vachyartham. But in Jnana Kanda, it is Lakshyartham. So he says, Adhara Bhutam Ana Upahitam Chaitanyam. That Chaitanyam, that OC, which is Ana Upahitam, that pure OC which has no upadhis, which is free from upadhis, and Adhara Bhutam, which is in the form of the support for what? Etat Upadhi Upahita. For the Upadhi as well as for the Upahita, which is for that OC is the support for the Upadhi, which is the RM, and the Upahitam Chaitanyam, which is the RC. So very clearly pointing out that OC is the substratum, it is the support, it is the Adharam. Adhara Bhutam means in the form of the support. For the RM, Etad Upadhi, and the RC, Etad Upahitam Chaitanyam. So OC is the support for RM as well as RC. And when you say Adhara Bhutam Ana Upahitam Chaitanyam, it is the pure OC. It is pure Brahman. And that pure Brahman, Tat Pada Lakshyartho Bhavati. That pure Brahman is the Lakshyartham of Tat Pada. You have applied Bhagatyaga Lakshana over here because you have dropped the RM and the RC. Having dropped the RM and the RC, then only you can say Ana Upahita Chaitanya. OC which has got no upadhi at all, free of all upadhis. That means Bhagatyaga Lakshana has been used. And using the Lakshanam, you have dropped RM, you have dropped RC also. Is it getting too technical?
Yes, Acharya.
Well, it is VedantaSaara after all. And if you are not able to follow, I urge you to again go back and listen and then ask questions. Okay, this is not a text which you can just come for one class and hope to remember. You have to revise it. Okay, somebody wanted to ask something.
Acharya ji, you had used two terms, Jahat Lakshanam and Ajahat Lakshanam,
Yes.
which you had never used before for this phrase Bhagatyaga Lakshanam.
They are all different words. I will come to that. They are all different
Okay.
names for the same prakriya, the same modality, that same method of dropping part and dropping the whole, So I'll come to that. I'll give you examples also. Let us just continue with this topic. Okay. Let's look at topic number 146. It is having done Samashti, Vachyartham and Lakshyartham, he has to pick up what? Vyashti, Vachyartham and Lakshyartham. So he says, for topic number 146, Ajnanadi Vyashtihi.
Ajnanadivyashtihi
Etad Upahita.
etadupahita
Alpajnatvadi Vishishta.
Alpajnatvadivishishta
Chaitanyam Etad Anupahitam Cha.
Chaitanyam etadupahita cha
Etat Trayam Taptaya Pindavata Ekatvena.
etatrayam yaptaya ekatveena
Avabhasamanam.
avabhasamanam
Tvampadavathyartha bhavati.
Tvampadatvatyartha
If you compare, you will notice that the words are almost identical excepting for the Vyashti and related stuff. Okay, so he says, Tvam pada vachyartha bhavati. The vachyartham of tvam also has three components. What are they? Ajnanadi vyashtihi. So ajnanam here means the vyashti karana shariram. So ajnana vyashtihi, vyashti karana shariram, and adi means the other two. So ajnanadi vyashtihi means the three bodies at the micro level, the vyashti karanam, vyashti sukshmam, and vyashti sthula shariram. The three bodies, the RMs, and etad anaupahitam chaitanyam, the OC which is free from all these three bodies. That is the second one. And the third one is etad upahita chaitanyam, the RC reflected in these three micro bodies. That is to say, the OC reflected in the three micro bodies, which is upahita chaitanyam, the RC. What is the nature of the RC? Alpagnatvadi. So alpagnya here is used to differentiate from sarvagnya used in the samashti. Sarvagnya means all knowing. Alpagnya means limited knowledge. Adi means other gunas like limited knowledge, limited power, all those things. Individual. And he uses the same example. Etatrayam taptaya pindavata ekatvena avabhasamanam. These three appear as one, mixed without being able to separate, like a taptaya pindavata, like a red hot iron ball. Okay, now 147. What is 147 got to be?
Lakshartham.
Lakshyartham of tvam.
It's got to be the lakshya, right? So etad upadi upahita.
Etad
Etad
upadi
Adhara bhutam anupahitam.
Adharbhutam
Anupahitam.
Pratyag anandam turiyam.
Pratyaghanandam
Chaitanyam tvam pada lakshyarto bhavati.
Chaitanyam
Padalaksharto bhavati.
So to arrive at the lakshyartham, again you have to use bhagatyaga lakshanam. You have to drop the vyashti RC, drop the vyashti RM, and retain the OC only. You can't say vyashti OC, okay? The vyashti RM, when you drop, the vyashti RC also drops. But be careful here. If you look at the two top verses also, they also say anaupahitam chaitanya. That is said in samashti and in vyashti. Okay, so here also it means purely OC. The vyashti part pertains only to the RM and therefore to the RC. So having dropped that vyashti RM through the process of bhagatyaga lakshanam, and therefore having dropped the vyashti RC also, what happens? Anaupahitam chaitanyam, that pure consciousness, the OC, etad upadhi upahita adhara bhutam. That OC is the adhara bhutam, is the substratum, etad upadhi of the vyashti RM and etad upahitam chaitanyam of the vyashti RC. And a new name is introduced for anupahitam chaitanyam, for the chaitanyam without upadhis, the OC, a new name is used here. Turiyam is called Turiyam, which is the avastha traya sakshi. That Turiyam, the Turiyam word comes from Mandukya Upanishad, where they talk about the three avasthas, Jagrat, Swapna, and Sushupti. And there is a sakshi, the witness of the three avasthas, which is called Turiyam. Literally, Turiyam means the fourth state. But the word Turiyam is also used for Brahman or OC. So Turiyam is a new name which we are learning for OC. And when you use Turiyam, you have to recall Mandukya Upanishad, which we have not done. So whenever you do it, you will know Avastha Traya Sakshi is Turiyam. And what is the nature of the Turiyam? Pratyag Anandam, which is nothing but your own. Pratyag means own. Pratyag Anandam, nothing but your own Ananda Swarupa. which again is what? Atma or Brahman. And therefore that OC without the Upadhi is Tvam Pada Lakshyartaha. Okay, that is the Vachyartham of Tvam Pada, Vachyartham of Tat Pada, Lakshyartham of Tvam Pada, Lakshyartham of Tat Pada has been done. Now what? Now we look at topic 148. Atha Mahavakyartho
अथ महावाक्यार्थो
Varnayate
वर्णयते
Idam Tattvamasi Mahavakyam
इदं
तत्त्वमसि
तत्त्वमसि
महावाक्यं
महावाक्यम्
Sambandhatrayena
सम्बन्धत्रयेण
Akhandhartha Bodhakam Bhavati.
अखण्डार्थबोधकं
Okay, so this is a very technical topic. So I will try to explain as well as I can. We are looking at the grammatical analysis of the Mahavakyam. What is a Mahavakyam? A Mahavakyam is any sentence which conveys Jivatma, Paramatma, Aikyam. The oneness between Jivatma and Paramatma, whichever phrase, whichever sentence conveys that, that is called a Mahavakyam. And there are many, many Mahavakyams in the Vedas. Now here in this particular topic, what is being discussed is how does a Vakyam, how does a sentence, Vakyam is a sentence, how does a sentence convey the intended meaning to the one who hears, to the listener. Okay. Now, when I am sitting and listening to the teacher talking, what is the modality? When the teacher speaks, certain sound waves are generated, right? Those sound waves are called what? Words. Those words enter my mind through my ears. And since I know what the words mean, when through my ears there is a connection with my mind, these words get converted into knowledge. This is the way that listening takes place. So what is the mechanism of verbal communication? This is the mechanism. The speaker's words are generated by sound waves. Those sound waves touch your ears. They reproduce those words. Those words enter the mind through your ears. And those words get converted into knowledge. Okay. So he says, Atha Mahavakyarthaha Varnyate. Now the Mahavakyam Atha is being Varnayate, described. What is the Mahavakyam? Idam Tattvamasi Mahavakyam. This Mahavakyam, which is in inverted commas, Tattvamasi, what does it do? Akhanda Artha Bodhakam Bhavati. Akhanda Artha means the non-dual Brahman. Bodhakam means it reveals. So Akhandartha Bodhakam Bhavati. That Mahavakyam Tattvamasi, it reveals to you that you are that non-dual Atma, that you are that non-dual Brahman. And how does it reveal? He says Sambandha Trayena. Sambandha Trayena means three successive connections. Sambandham is a connection. Trayam is three. Sambandha Trayena, it reveals this knowledge that you are the non-dual Brahman through three successive connections or stages, which are known as Sambandha Trayam. So this is called the postulate, the Pratignya Vakyam. So when you start to give a talk, first you put forward your hypothesis, your postulate, this Pratignya Vakyam, then you have to defend the postulate, right? So this particular statement here is the postulate. which he has to defend. Now we go to topic number 149. Sambandhatrayam nama padayoho.
नामपदयोः
Samanadikaranyam padartayoho.
सामानाधिकरण्यं पदार्थयोः
Visheshana visheshya bhavaha.
विशेषण
विशेषभावः
Pratyag atma lakshanyoho.
प्रत्यगात्मलक्ष्मणयोः
Lakshya lakshana bhavascheti.
लक्ष्यलक्ष्यभावश्चेति
So he had used the word Sambandhatrayam in the last topic and he's expanding on that. Sambandhatrayam nama. The three types of Sambandha are, the first one is Padayoho, the connection between the words. So your supplier, Padayoho Sambandha. The Sambandha, the connection between Padas. What are Padas? Padas are the words in a sentence. And therefore, the connection between the words in the sentence, Padayoho Samanadikaranyam. So Samanadikaranyam is, I'll explain in more detail, but it is used for words which are having the same meaning. Any word having the same meaning, any two words or groups of words which have the same meaning, they are said to be in Samanya Adhikaranyam. The words have the same meaning. We'll explain that. Let me just finish the three types. The first type is Padayoho Sambandha, which is Samana Adhikaranyam. The second type is Padartayoho Sambandha, which is in the nature of Visheshana Visheshya Bhavaha. The first one was what? Padayoho Sambandha, connection between the words occurring in the Mahavakyam sentence. Now it is Padartayoho Sambandha, the connection between the Pada Artha, between the meanings of the words which are occurring in the sentence. Okay, so very carefully you have to listen. In one case it is the connection between the words. In the other case, it is the connection between the meanings of the words. And what are they? Visheshana Visheshya Bhavaha. Thereby, Visheshanam is the qualifier, Visheshya is the qualified. And therefore, this connection is the nature of qualifier-qualified connection. And it is mutual qualification. So, for example, you take Jivatma and Paramatma. Jivatma qualifies the Paramatma, Paramatma qualifies Jivatma. They are by way of mutual qualification. Each one qualifies the other. This kind of a connection is called Visheshana Visheshya Bhavaha. And then he says, third one, Pratyag Atma Lakshanayoho. So this is in the nature of Lakshya Lakshana Bhavaha. Lakshana, Lakshyam. Lakshana is revealer, Lakshyam is revealed. So this is the nature of revealer-revealed connection, which is called Lakshana Bhava connection. So the connection between the Mahavakyam which is the revealer. Mahavakyam is Lakshanam, the revealer. So he says Pratyag Atma Lakshanayoho. The Mahavakyam is the Lakshanam, the revealer, and the Lakshya, the revealed, is Pratyag Atma, your own self. What is the Atma? Your inner self is Pratyag Atma, that is the revealed. So it's a bit vague at the moment. So we will just go to the next topic and he will explain each of these in more detail. So topic 150. Taduktam Amanadikaranyam cha Visheshana Visheshyata Laksha Lakshana Sambandha Padartha Pratyagatmanam
iti.
So taduktam. Taduktam means I am not saying this, it has already been taught. Okay, not taught here. So he is referring to a text called Naishkarmya Siddhi, which is written by an Acharya, very famous Acharya called Sureshwara Acharya. So this has been taught earlier in Naishkarmya Siddhi by Sureshwara, and he quotes Sambandha Adhikaranyam, the first Sambandha which we talked about in the last, between words and words. Visheshana Visheshata, second Sambandha between meaning of the words. And Lakshana Lakshana Sambandha, the revealer revealed Sambandha. These are the three Sambandhas. And Padhartha Pratyagatmanam. It's a beautiful little compressed Sanskrit word. It's a, Sureshwaracharya tries to teach us how to use minimum number of words to express a particular idea. So this Padhartha Pratyagatmanam, this refers to all these three. Samanadhikaranyam, Visheshana Visheshyata, and Laksha Lakshana Sambandha. How? The Pada in the Padhartha refers to the first Sambandha, Padayoho, Sambandha between the words. Padartha refers to the second Sambandha, Sambandha between the Pada Artha, between the meanings of the words. And Pratyag Atma refers to the third Sambandha, which is between the revealer and the revealed, which in this case, in the case of a Mahavakyam, the revealer is the Mahavakyam or the Shruti, and the revealed is the Pratyak Atma. Now, in the next three topics, he defines in detail each of the Sambandhas. So, we shall read topic number 151. Samanadhikaranya Sambandha. Tavat yatha soyam devadatta iti.
Tavat
Yatha devadatta iti.
It is not tavat, it is tavat. Okay, tavat yatha soyam devadatta iti. Asmin vakye tatkala vishishta.
Asmin vakye tatkala vishishta.
Devadatta vachak sashabdasya.
Devadatta vachak sashabdasya.
Etat kala vishishta devadatta vachaka.
Etat kala vishishta devadatta vachaka.
Ayam shabdasya cha.
Ayam shabdasya cha.
Ekasmin pinde.
Ekasmin pinde.
Tatparya sambandha.
Tatparya sambandha.
Tatha cha tattvamasiti.
Tatha tattvamasiti.
Vakyepi parokshatvadi vishishta.
Vakyepi parokshatva vishishta.
Chaitanya vachaka tatpadasya.
Chaitanya vachakatpadasya.
Aparokshatvadi vishishta.
Aparokshatvaadi vishishta.
Chaitanya vachak padasya.
Chaitanya vachakatpadasya.
Shaikasmish chaitanye tatparya sambandha.
Chaikasmin chaitanye tatparya sambandha.
So the first two words, Samanya Adhikaranya Sambandha. Samana Adhikaranya Sambandha. Explaining that, what it is, the first connection. Now, he takes the example of two people, let us call them A and B, who are meeting a third person who is referred to here as Devadatta, is the name of the person. Okay. So two people, A and B, are meeting a third person, Devadatta, And the background is that A and B both know Devadatta. Okay. But they are meeting him after a long time. So all this has to be supplied. It's not there in the text. So A and B are both, actually A, B and Devadatta have all been friends, maybe in the college days. Now after a very long time, they are meeting him. A recognizes Devadatta, but B does not recognize Devadatta because he has changed obviously through a lapse of time. So A is introducing, so to say, Devadatta to B. And he says, so I am Devadatta iti. Saha, that I am Devadatta iti. That literally is meaning that Devadatta you can supply, whom we knew 30 years back. I am Devadatta iti. Is the same Devadatta in front of us. Okay, so that Devadatta whom we knew so many years ago is the same Devadatta in front of us. But physically he has changed. Okay, so he has become bald and fat and maybe he got spectacles and got no teeth. Okay. Now here grammatically, if you break this word up, Soyam is Saha, Ayam and Devadatta. All these three words, Saha, that, Ayam, this and Devadatta are all used in the nominative case. So in Sanskrit have the same case ending Prathama Vibhakti. What does it mean? It means that there are no prepositions like at, in, of, from, etc. These words are not connected by any prepositions. Right? It's not there. Soyam Devadatta iti. That Devadatta is this Devadatta. There are no other prepositions. And if there are no prepositions in a sentence, it means these three words, Saha, Ayam, and Devadatta, they do not refer to three different people, but they point to the same person. Why? Because any preposition, it reveals a connection, a sambandha. And in the absence of a preposition, there is no connection, there is no sambandha being revealed in the sentence between the words. So, Saha, Ayam, and Devadatta, they don't have any connections. They are all used to represent the same person, Devadatta. Words are three, but the person revealed is one. And such a sentence where there is no preposition, where all the words are indicative of the same person, is called Samanya Adhikarana Vakyam. Okay, the grammatical thing. Samanya Adhikaranyam means all the words are referring to the same person. And how do you know? You will look at the lack of prepositions. On the other hand, you take a sentence. I cut the apple with a knife. So I, apple, and knife. There are different objects. What is the preposition? With. I cut the apple with a knife. The preposition of with. Such a statement, which has got different words pointing at different objects, is Vailakshya Adhikaranya Sambandham. Vailakshyam, it is called. It is not Samanya Adhikarana. Okay. Now, if you, for example, take any of the Sahasranamas, Vishnu Sahasranama, is it Samanya Adhikaranyam?
Yes,
Yes.
Why so?
because there are all
Chanting
the
to
names
Vishnu.
of
Vishnus.
Right?
Vishnus.
All
that-
refer to Vishnu only. Or you can take Lalita Sahasranama also. It's all refer to. And how do you know? You look at that, you will find there are no prepositions at all. It's a continuation of words. So in Sanskrit grammar, all such words will have the same case ending. In English, if you're looking at it, there will be no prepositions. That's why he says tavat. Firstly, samanya adhikaranya sambandha. This connection, yatha soyam devadatta iti asmin vakye, as in the case of this sentence, asmin vakye, as in the case of this sentence, which sentence? Soyam devadatta iti, as in the case of the sentence which says Soyam devadatta iti, what is being talked about? Tatkala vishishta devadatta vachaka sa shabdasya. So you have to read from the right. Sa shabdaha, the word sa. What does it reveal? Tatkala vishishta devadatta vachakaha. That devadatta, who is vishishta, who is related to what? Tatkala. What is the meaning of tatkala?
In the past.
In the past. So don't go by tatkal reservations in the railways. Okay. Tatkal means that time. Tat is that. Tatkala vishishta, that time. Specific, so that Devadatta is the Devadatta. Tatkala vishishta, whom we knew in an earlier time. So in the case of this sentence, asmin vakye, soyam devadattaha, in the case of that sentence, sa shabdaha, the word sa, reveals tatkala vishishta devadatta. That devadatta who was known to us in an earlier time, in the past. And ayam shabdasya, the word ayam, vachaka, it reveals to us what? Etat kala vishishta devadatta. The present time devadatta. Very clearly says, Saha reveals, in Soyam devadatta, Saha reveals the past devadatta, Ayam reveals the present devadatta, and devadatta is the name of the person. The words are three, but they reveal ekasmin pinde. So pindam means body, one person. Ekasmin is one. The words are three, but they reveal ekasmin pinde. They reveal only one body. And tatparya sambandha, and the meaning of this sambandha is that they reveal, tatparyam of this sambandha is what? They reveal only one person. Acha tatparyam. This is a tatparyam of samanya adhikaranya vakyam. Any samanya adhikaranya vakyam, its meaning has to be extracted in this manner. All the words in that samanya adhikaranya vakyam will reveal only one person. And he says, now we have to extend that example to the Mahavakyam. Tathacha, in the same way, Tattvam asi iti vakyepi, in the same way, in the Mahavakyam Tattvam asi, Parokshatvad Vishishta Chaitanya Vachakaha Tatpadasya. Tatpadaha, the word Tat, Vachakaha reveals what? Vishishta Parokshatvadi Chaitanyam. Paroksha means far away from me. So, remote from me. So, reveal the Chaitanyam which is far away from me. Tatpadam. Paroksha, away from me. And that, remember the previous discussion, that Paroksha Chaitanyam which is Tatpada has superior Upadi, and therefore it has got superior qualities, superior gunas. And aparokshatvadi vishishta chaitanya vachakaha tvam padaha. The word tvam reveals the chaitanyam which is aparokshatvadi, which is qualified by be close to me. And if you remember the earlier discussion, it has got inferior qualities. So this tat reveals the chaitanyam which is far away from me. Tvam reveals the chaitanyam which is close to me. Tat has superior attributes. Tvam has inferior attributes. However, ekasmin chaitanye tatparya sambandha. Both refer to the same chaitanyam. That is the tatparyam of the Mahavakyam. So he is saying that the Vachyartham reveals different entities. One is superior, one is inferior. But the Lakshyartham of the Mahavakyam, they feel the same Chaitanyam. And that is Tatparya Sambandha. That is the connection, the Tatparyam. The Mahavakyam has to be understood in that manner only. And again, note here that Tat and Tvam both are Prathama Vibhakti, nominative case, Ekavachanam, singular, and therefore the Sambandham is Samanya Adhikaranyam. Therefore, what is the relationship between Jivatma and Paramatma? They have no relationship at all. They are the same entity, and when something is the same, when two things are the same, they cannot have a relationship. So they are both one and the same entity, and this is Samanya Adhikaranyam. And as I said earlier, where words point to different objects, they are Vaidikaranya Vakyam. They've got different, they're called Vaidikaranya Vakyam, not Samanudhikaranya Vakyam. With this, we'll stop for today. It's been very heavy. Any questions? You have to go back and revise. These are all essentials of Vedanta.
So Acharya ji, when you said, I cut the apple with a knife, and apple and knife are the three different objects,
Yeah.
and it is an example of the Vailakshyam Vakyam.
Vaidikaranyam. Yeah.
So
Vailakshya, basically different objects are
yes, yes, but essentially the substratum in apple and knife is still the same. So how can we say they are different?
No, you have to look at the example, not go beyond the example. You can't say apple and I are both Brahman.
Okay.
When you are looking at a Vyavaharika example, you are looking at the Vyavaharika example. You cannot look, the context doesn't permit you to look at Samanya Adhikaranyam over here. Because preposition is there, no? You are connecting two things with the preposition with. When you say apple with knife, you can't say apple and knife are the same. Because you've got a connection already. One is the cutter, one is the cut.
And Acharya ji, I think I can't locate that place. You used a word padartha, so is that means the earth of the pada? So
Meaning of the word.
Is it, so it is vachyartha? Is the same as vachyartha?
No. Padartha means what the pada. See, when you look at Sanskrit literature, for that matter in English also, there is a word and there is the object which the word refers to. Right? So if I say glass is the pada. What is the object with the word glass refers to? It is this. So this is the padartha.
The glass tumbler.
That is the padartha. The padartha is the glass. The pada is glass. So there is a word and there is the object which the word references. The object pointed to by the word is called the padartha.
Okay.
That is why in Hindi, padartha means object. Padartha kya hai? That is the object. Because though we use it without knowing the meaning is like this. There is a word and what is referred to by that word, that is the object. Padartha.
And Acharya ji, do we refer to padartha as Brahman also?
No, padartha, I don't know why you're getting confused. Padartha is just padartha. Ultimately, in the final analysis, everything is Brahman, okay? But that is not what it is. When you are taking an example, you have to look at the context. In the context here, padartha means the meaning of a word. If you are saying Easwara padartha, what is Tvam padartha means what is indicated by the word Tvam. That is why we said the padartha means meaning. So when you say Tvam, there are two meanings, Vachyartham, Lakshyartham.
And Lakshyartham.
Similarly, when you say Tat, there are two meanings. One is Saguna Ishvara, one is Nirguna Ishvara. Which one do you mean? Always contextual. Without the context, you will never understand any Shastra. Always remember the context.
We get lost, Acharyaji, while thinking more about it.
That is why these are all very deep subjects. While basically they are all simple. The thing is, our minds are not conditioned to think along those lines. And therefore, it is essential not to come from Saturday to Saturday or Friday to Friday. You have to be able to read those things again and again till it sinks into you. Shastram is such that your mind is not happy to absorb it, because its ultimate objective is to show that the mind is mithya, which the mind will resist. And therefore, you have to keep on exposing the mind.
Yes.
That is why the notes are very important.
Yes, we'll try. Thank you.
So with this, we'll stop. Any questions? No. Okay. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnam Eva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Tat Sat. Om Namah Shivaya. Thank you for your
Thank
Om
you,
Namah
sir.
Shivaya. Thank you, Acharya ji.